HIV transmission through breastfeeding. This video was produced in Canada and is most applicable to people living with HIV in Canada and other high-resource settings. Additional considerations may apply to those living in low-resource settings that could influence infant feeding choices. This video refers to breastfeeding and women, but the information may be applicable to trans and non-binary people living with HIV as well. Being HIV positive meant that feeding my baby was something I needed more information about. I wanted to find out more about what was actually in my breast milk and what this meant for my baby. Breast milk contains lots of nutrients and protection. This protection comes from a kind of cell called an immune cell. All of us have immune cells in our bodies to help protect us from illness. There are loads of immune cells in breast milk. If you are breastfeeding, your baby will drink around 3 cups of breast milk every day. This amount contains more than 1 million immune cells. So if a mother breastfeeds, these cells are passed to her baby's body where they can help protect the baby from illness. However, HIV infects immune cells. When HIV infects a cell, it takes over the cell. HIV's goal in taking over the cell is to use it to make more HIV. It's like HIV makes the immune cell into an automated bakery. HIV is in charge of the bakery and uses it to make lots and lots of new HIV. This new HIV is sent off to other immune cells, so it can infect them too. Each infected cell is then also turned into a bakery for making HIV. HIV that is in charge of the bakery is called cell-associated virus. HIV made by the bakery is called cell-free virus. It is this cell-free virus that is measured as someone's viral load. Bakeries have times when they're open and times when they're closed. The same is true for cells infected with HIV. The cells can be active and making HIV, or they can be resting. However, at any time, infected resting cells can turn into active cells that start producing and releasing HIV. But how is this related to the risk of transmitting HIV? You may have heard that HIV and immune cells are found in your blood. They're also found in breast milk. The HIV in your blood and in your breast milk are connected. If the amount in your blood goes up, the amount in your breast milk does too. The more cell-associated and cell-free virus in your body, the higher the chance that you will transmit HIV to someone else. You want to lower the amount of HIV in your blood and breast milk as much as possible, because this will help you stay healthy and decrease the risk of transmission. When doctors measure the amount of cell-free virus in your blood, they are measuring your viral load. If there is so little cell-free virus that doctors can't find any, your viral load is said to be undetectable. You can decrease the amount of HIV in your body with antiretroviral medication, or ARVs. HIV medications are very good at stopping HIV from making more HIV and infecting more of your cells. If you take your medication regularly and consistently, it can get rid of lots of the cell-free virus in your blood and breast milk. However, HIV medications can't get rid of cell-associated virus. So even if you are taking HIV medications, and even if your cell-free virus, your viral load, is undetectable, you still have cell-associated virus. Remember that cell-associated virus is inside infected immune cells, and that your body puts many immune cells into breast milk. Remember that the amount of breast milk your baby will drink, if breastfeeding, contains more than 1 million immune cells every day. This means that there is still a risk of transmitting HIV if you breastfeed. This risk cannot be zero, because cell-associated virus is still present in the immune cells that would pass to your baby. This risk goes up if your breasts get mastitis or engorgement. When this happens, immune cells in your breast get even more active than normal. If infected, they will start producing even more HIV. This increases your viral load and the risk of transmission through breastfeeding. The risk also goes up if you sometimes forget to take your HIV medications. This is something that can happen, especially right after you have your baby, when you are very tired and often lose track of time. What all of this means is that 1. HIV medication can decrease your cell-free virus, your viral load. 2. The lower your viral load, the lower the risk of transmission. 3. But current HIV medications cannot get rid of cell-associated virus in breast milk, so the risk of transmission through breastfeeding cannot be zero. The risk of transmission through breastfeeding is a complicated issue with many factors to consider. You may have heard lots of conflicting advice about breastfeeding and might be worrying about what is best for your baby. Knowing how HIV spreads is a really important step in understanding the risk of transmission. Your healthcare provider can tell you about safe and accessible options. You don't have to figure this out alone. Please reach out to your social worker, healthcare provider, or local HIV organization to learn more.